The next leaders we're going to bring up, guys, they changed the game in PHP. PHP was small. People thought they were competitive. People thought they were performing. People thought they were doing something big. And then all of a sudden, the most coachable people in the history of this company got recruited. And when they came in, they changed the entire game. They became the first $500,000 earners, first to 750, first to $1 million, first $1 million point-based shop, and our first board counselor. Give it up, Sheena and Matt Sapala.
It's time to talk about Matt Sapaula. Matt, along with his wife and partner in crime, Sheena, have for years been presented as the superstars of Patrick Bet-David's PHP agency. PBD presents himself as a business genius, the ultimate entrepreneur. So who he presents as the face of his company and elects to his board must say a lot about his legitimacy. And make no mistake about it, if you go to the PHP agency website, you will very quickly see Matthew Sapaula presented as the superstar of people helping people.
So in this video, we'd like to share with you how to create wealth. My name is Matt Sapaula, commonly known as the Money Smart Guy. I host a YouTube channel called The Seven Figure Squad, and I'm the Chief Distribution Officer of PHP Agency. My wife and I are the #1 income earners of this company, and we've been here for now going on 7 years.
In 2020, Matthew Sapaula was named Chief Distribution Officer of PHP Agency. He and Sheena are also senior board members of the company, as well as being two of the faces of the company, constantly propped up by Patrick Bet-David himself as a major success story. To add context to the rest of this video, let me explain what PHP Agency actually is. I'll include in the description my video that reviewed PHP in a lot more detail. Patrick Bet-David is a business fraud. PHP Agency, the company that made Patrick Bet-David his wealth, is at best a shady multi-level marketing scheme, and at worst, an illegal pyramid scheme. I personally am leaning towards the latter, because although PHP recruiters sell it as a legitimate insurance business, where you can get your license to sell life insurance and create generational wealth for your family, once you pay the $200 fee to sign up to PHP Agency, you learn it is all about recruiting other people into PHP Agency and selling them a life insurance policy. In my video about Patrick Bet-David's business, I go over in detail the income disclosure statement that is on PHP Agency's website. By law, they have to have this on their website, and it blatantly shows that PHP is an absolute scam. Over 3/4 of PHP agents make less than $5,000 a year, many of them losing money. PHP targets immigrants, particularly from the Latino community. They also target women, mothers, and single mothers. And that is where Sheena can work her magic.
As well. And by the way, for all you moms out there, I have to tell you, everything I've learned and developed as an individual here, I've applied it to my everyday life, not just in marriage, but also to my children. And it's exciting to see that everything that I've evolved into, everything that I'm changing into being, is now reflecting now on my own kids. It's exciting. I'm the best mom, and I'm relaxed. I love my life. I don't wash dishes. I don't cook. You don't want me to cook. I don't clean. I don't do laundry. I don't grocery shop. But I get to plan my day to day around my kids and having enjoyment with them and not the stress of life. It's a beautiful thing. Now that I've shared my perspective on how to create wealth, not just from a woman, not just from a minority, and not just from a mother and a wife.
Sheena is deliberately recruiting countless single mothers and mothers from some of the most underprivileged backgrounds in the United States and recruiting them into a scam under false pretenses when these women are just desperately trying to get enough money to raise their kids. Make no mistake about it, Sheena Sapola is a piece of shit. Time to take a look at Matthew, Patrick Bet David's superstar. Matthew joined PHP Agency with Sheena in 2015. He came from the same company that PBD himself worked for before he started PHP, World Financial Group. Patrick has been accused of essentially copying WFG's model to create PHP Agency. All the criticisms you've seen me make about PHP have also long been alleged of World Financial Group. You would think that Patrick Bet David would only hire the best of the best to fill the roles for which he's hired Matthew Sapola. Well, you'd think so, but the Illinois Securities Department beg to differ. I can find going back as far as 2008, Matthew being fined $8,250 for selling securities in the state of Illinois without a license. We can see he later received a fine of $20,000 for the same thing, which was resolved in 2013. If you look at the background facts of these hearings against Matthew and his companies, we can learn a lot more about Patrick Bet David's superstar. From this hearing in 2012, we can see that 2008 order of prohibition and Matthew's fine mentioned, but the next background fact we see is the shocker. Sapola was an insurance agent, registered with the Illinois Department of Insurance, until he lost his insurance license in early 2010. That's right, Patrick Bet David's superstar. The man he hired as the face of his company, the Chief Distribution Officer, and Senior Board Council member of his super legitimate insurance business, lost his insurance license nearly 15 years ago. What a circus. But wait, there's more. The Securities Department say that as early as 2006, Matthew has been marketing himself on television, radio, and the internet as a financial strategist, life coach, and financial advisor, despite consistently receiving sanctions for being a phony who is posing as these things without a license.
Our next guest is a Marine veteran with a remarkable business success story. Come in, Matt Sapola. He is the Money Smart Guy and PHP Agency co-owner. Great to see you here, Matt, and Semper Fi to you. I know you're a Marine veteran. Tell us your story, if you can, briefly.
Our guest now is a financial coach and father of four. Matt Sapola is the guy behind MoneySmartGuy.com. All right, Matt, is it a good idea to give kids an allowance?
So where do you go from here, Matt?
Well, you know, what's
your next goal?
Different people. Our next goal is to make sure that we're building the next billion-dollar company inside this industry. Our goal is to be here as the next billion-dollar company introduced here on Fox Business, and we're dominating not only the United States of America, but we're also going global.
You know, I wouldn't bet against you.
The Securities Department say that Matthew represented himself to investors as an investment advisor, telling them that for a fee he would show them investment alternatives and manage their investments. Among these investment alternatives was an insurance product. Matthew didn't disclose to the investors that he did not have an insurance license, which he legally had to do. He also didn't disclose that he was not licensed as an investment advisor, or that he was prohibited by the Illinois Secretary of State Securities Department in 2008. Essentially, these people weren't informed that they were dealing with a degenerate loser. Sapola failed to disclose that he was financially incentivized with commissions and fees for getting investors into these investments. He lied about the potential earnings of the investments. He steered investors towards non-traditional, uninsured, risky, unregistered real estate investment contracts. Matthew downplayed the risk involved in the real estate investment contracts. There's more allegations of shadiness involving these real estate investment contracts that seem to have played a major role. Matthew was accused of fraud, falsifying documents and using his media appearances to trick investors into believing that he was a real investment advisor, insurance agent, and/or sales broker.
We can focus on what we do best, which is recruit our new agents and help our clients build their financial future.
You can rely on these guys to go represent you well. They're going to represent it with integrity, with character, responsibility, reliability. When I think about class, I think about Sheena Matsapala. I've never worked with anybody more coachable, hungry to learn than these guys.
We are about long-term success. Our excitement is helping couples turn things around and transform their financial lives. The future.
Patrick Bet-David wants to be taken seriously as a financial guru, an entrepreneur, and even a political mind. Yet he made his money scamming immigrants with a pyramid scheme and propping up an obvious degenerate as the superstar of his company. And the idiot thought that no one would even notice. Don't get me wrong, he's done well to have grifted as far as he has. But you can't help but feel that this is a ticking time bomb. That the feds come knocking for the millions that PBD has scammed over the past few decades, and it all comes crashing down